All right, please welcome to the stage to accept the Betty Allen Community Catalyst Award, our friend, Jennifer Jones Austin.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. I have to tell you, my heart is so full. Receiving this award makes my heart full, but it's all the more full because of the children. How they've shown up, the charm that they exhibit, the talent and the passion that they have warms my heart and fills me up. I'm glad to be here with you all. I'm excited to be with friends, old and new, seated throughout the room. And I want you to appreciate that I am honored. I'm deeply honored. I'm humbled to receive this award, for it's bestowed upon me for works, while indeed significant, are not yet completed. When racial and gender inequity, I should say, centered in structural economic deprivation persists, my work is far from complete. Yes, revising the New York City Charter to embed racial justice and equity in core government functioning is progress, but far from complete. Advancing a national true cost of living measure that captures what it costs for all Americans to live with economic security, rather than relying on an outdated federal poverty measure that says that a family of four living anywhere in America needs just $30,000 to meet their daily basic needs. Progress is being made, but far from complete. And now serving on the New York State Reparations Commission to study reparations. Progress indeed, but far from complete. So I'm receiving this tremendous recognition as inspiration to keep going, to do the work my ancestors began, to run this race for as long as I can, knowing that individuals and institutions of the stature of Chair Nickelberry and the Harlem School of Arts sees me and knows that I'm trying to do my part. In a society where many would have us believe that the arts are a luxury, not a necessity, that exposure to and engagement in the arts are not as critical to a child's development and maturation as reading and writing and math, arithmetic, and that a career in the arts is not as valuable as a career in finance or law or any other profession with a greater probability of profitability. I applaud the Harlem School of the Arts for clapping back and continually disrupting this false narrative. It is in the study and the exposure to the arts where creativity flourishes, where mistakes become new and exciting ways of seeing things, and where we, particularly persons of color, have found freedom, passion, and peace. The Harlem School of Arts is my kind of institution. Through the arts, HSA has helped children and youth discover themselves and become all that they desire. So even though I'm a born and bred, do or die Brooklyn girl, still residing in Brooklyn, henceforth, I'm more than proud to be more closely linked to and associated with HSA and to receive this tremendous recognition. Thank you all. All right. And I'll have you all know that my children, if they were here tonight, would be somewhat mortified because I'm known as one to have what they call foreign accent syndrome. Whenever we travel, we step off the plane, and I think that I've adopted the accent of the people there. I do not have a British accent tonight.
Please welcome Eden and Aria to accept the HSA 60th Anniversary Award on behalf of the Herb Albert Foundation.
Well, the kids just took my speech. We are so grateful to be able to be here. Our father and my mother are on stage tonight. He's 89, she's 70, 78. They're still at it. The Harlem School of the Arts represents the very core of what the Herb Alpert Foundation is all about. that the arts are essential to a thriving community, create happier kids, break color lines, bring us together, and get us in touch with our humanity. When our father read that article in the Times 14 years ago about the possibility of HSA closing due to lack of funding and learned the history and the incredible trailblazing artists that founded it as a place for every kid to have access to the arts no matter their experience or financial situation, there was no question not to save the school. May our commitment to Harlem School of the Arts inspire you to join us and write a check. To quote the HSA president, James Horton, we haven't met yet, but I did. Having a space like Harlem School of the Arts is absolutely critical to the lifeblood of Harlem. It carries on legacy of the Renaissance and all those great artists who came before us. I would like to add on, and the ones we haven't discovered yet.
I'm Eden, and it is such an honor to be here tonight. I'm not going to take much time, but this is so special, and we carry on a legacy just like Nicole is doing. And I'm also here to honor Nicole tonight. We flew in from LA to be here for Nicole, and I know that Mom and Dad are smiling down on you, and it's such an honor that we get to be here together with you. And the Alicia Albert Foundation is also supporting the foundation. And music is therapy, and art is therapy, and we never should forget that. And watching these students is magical, and being at the school and taking a tour is also magical. So I urge you all to also go do that. And James, it was so lovely to meet you today, and thank you for all being here. Thank you.
Please welcome Audrey Smaltz to accept, on behalf of the late Jacqueline and Clarence Avant, the Harlem School of the Arts 60th Anniversary Lifetime Achievement Award.
I am honored to be here. Clarence and Jackie were my dear friends. Jackie and I met when we were teenagers, and we went to charm school, the Ophelia DeVore School of Charm. And then in 1962, we were in a beauty contest called Miss Beaux-Arts. Neither of us won. But in those days, in the 60s, there was a Miss Rheingold contest just for white girls. So Schaefer Beer, decided to have the Miss Beaux-Arts for colored girls or Negro girls. Now, how did I meet Clarence? Clarence was the owner of a business that my girlfriend, Loie Burrell, was his secretary. And she said, Audrey, you gotta come to the office. It's at 37 West 57th Street. A black man on 57th Street? That was 1965. And Clarence was so good to us, he used to take us to all the top restaurants right on 57th Street. And we were very young, so we were enjoying that. But Jackie was truly a philanthropist. Jackie gave to so many organizations, and she loved lacquer and gold. She knew everything about Japanese art, Japanese poetry. You name it, Jackie knew it. And she didn't start until the 50s. And Clarence, if you didn't know Clarence, then you didn't know anybody. Because Clarence knew who you were. Clarence was with, you name it, Hank Aaron. In fact, he told Hank Aaron, I got to talk to you because, you're going to beat this 715 runs, and you got to make some money. Clarence told me when to quit Ebony. Clarence was a special man who everybody listened to. So it was Hank Aaron, Muhammad Ali, Duke Ellington, you name it. And I'm just honored that I was asked to receive this award in behalf of my two friends. And now I know why they call Clarence Alexander Avon the Black Godfather. Thank you. And this is heavy. Thank you so much, and I'm honored to be here. Nicole and Ted, thank you.
Thank you, Audrey. Now, welcome Netflix CEO Ted Sarandon to introduce his wife, Nicole Avant, who will accept the Harlem School of the Arts 60th Anniversary President's Award.
Thank you so much. How great is Audrey? A legend, a legend. Thank you, Audrey. She calls me honorary. I know what she means. Well, thank you, and congratulations to the Harlem School of the Arts on this amazing 60th anniversary as well. I'm going to tell you just a quick story about Jackie and Clarence both, but it is so incredibly fitting that the theme for this gala tonight is Queen Charlotte, because if not for Jacqueline Avon, there would have been no Queen Charlotte on Netflix. This is the truth. Got to go back to during the COVID and everyone was locked down. Now, of course, Jackie and Clarence were sneaking out a lot, but one night, Nicole and I brought them dinner, and while Nicole was in the other room talking to Clarence, Jackie looks at me very sternly and says, "There should be something on Netflix about Queen Charlotte." Now, she's told me this many times, but this time she had a particular forcefulness about it. And I said, "Jackie, Queen Charlotte is a character on Bridgerton." And which was greeted with a legendary eye roll that Jackie could do so well. And she disappears down the hall, and she comes back with a stack of books about Queen Charlotte and handwritten letters that Queen Charlotte had written that Jackie had purchased at auctions over the year and collected. She was a brilliant collector. And so, I took their suggestions because Jackie's rarely wrong. And I get home and I started going through all these materials and I said, damn, I think Jackie is right. I called Shonda Rhimes, creator of Bridgerton, and I said, you have put Queen Charlotte into the world, and now people are going to want to hear her story, and someone is going to tell it. It should be you. So I sent her all the materials. The next day, she calls back to say, Jacqueline Avon is right. Something that you will have heard 1 million times before that. And we did that. And so when the show came out, unfortunately, Queen Charlotte was brought to screen before Jackie could see it. And so Shonda, she said, and I quote, "This is a story about a queen inspired by a queen," and dedicated the show to Jacqueline Avon. Jackie was doing what she always does. She was championing people. She was securing legacy. She was preserving history. She was teaching us history. Jackie and Clarence made sure that people knew about the history of black people throughout their lives. She was a champion of black artists, of black writers, black leaders. This was the life work of these two brilliant people. And when 1 and 1 equaled 1,000, they got a lot done in their lifetime. And they got a lot done in a country and at a time that did not make it easy for them or the people that they were supporting. And Clarence Avon, as Audrey said, he was a powerhouse and an inspiration. He was a creator and a protector of historic figures in the world of sports, politics, business, entertainment. He taught me so much, and I miss him every day. But ultimately, the finest creation of both Jacqueline Avon and Clarence Avon was my wife, Nicole Avon. Nicole embodies everything that was great about her parents. She is strong, elegant. Oh, thank you very much. She is strong, elegant, brilliant, stubborn, and beautiful. She's a woman of purpose and someone who never took for granted any of the blessings that she was born into. She used them to lift other people up, including me. She is the youngest and only African American woman to serve as U.S. Ambassador to the Bahamas under President Barack Obama, as this young folks has said, a man she helped put into the White House. She received the prestigious Sue M. Cobb Award for her work as an ambassador. She is an award-winning producer, having produced The Black Godfather, the story of Clarence Avant. If you have not seen it, it's on Netflix. Check it out. And the upcoming movie, The 6888, directed by Tyler Perry and starring Kerry Washington. And she is a national best-selling author of Think You'll Be Happy, Moving Through Grief with Grit, Grace, and Gratitude, which details her life with her remarkable parents. She came into my life and to the life of my children, Sarah and Tony, more than 15 years ago, and she made us whole again. She is the perfect blend of Jacqueline and Clarence Avant, and she is the love of my life. Please welcome my wife, the Honorable Nicole A. Avant.
Thank you. I think Ted is a keeper. My goodness, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you very much. It's so good to be in this room. Ted and I were just talking earlier how happy we are to be here tonight and to be back in New York City, where my parents first met in the early 60s, as Audrey said. There she is. My father's sister, Anne, is here. Anne, wave. She loves the art. She's very happy to be sitting in this room tonight, and took me to many Broadway shows and always pushed and supported the arts and told me how important the arts are. My godmother, Audrey, who you just heard from, and her partner, Gail, thank you. And thank you to all my friends who are here who showed up tonight. Gail King, who was here and left, but thank you. We love Gail, and she's always so supportive. And Amy and John who are here, thank you. I love you. And Crystal and Ray, and did I say Amy and John? Crystal and Ray, Harold and Emily, I love you, thank you. And my friend Jill, who is right there, and we met in kindergarten. And I am so happy that we have reconnected, and I'm so happy that you're here, and nice to meet you, Michael. I've never met her husband before. And also to Deb and Malik and everybody at JP Morgan. They have been such great supporters of mine, and I love you guys, and thank you, thank you. And congratulations to Deb, Al, and Jennifer, and Nick. I don't know where you are in the room, but congratulations. I can honestly say that I feel my parents in the room tonight. I'm sure you'll feel my father's essence nudging you for more donations as you leave the room tonight. But I really felt my mother sitting down at the table and watching all the dancers. And I can just hear Jacqueline in her tone, which is, oh, this is so fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. And it's fabulous because Jacqueline Nickelberry, and can we give another round of applause to Jacqueline Nickelberry? Jacqueline Nickelberry and everyone at HSA worked so hard on making tonight a huge success. And you know, what they do makes continuous and positive impacts on the lives of so many students that are a part of HSA. So thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you do. And I want to share a little story because tonight is a full circle moment for me, and so just bear with me for 1 second. Over 50 years ago, my father met Herb Alpert and Jerry Moss, and they became fast and best friends. They all became very successful and took the music industry by storm. Jerry and Herb with A&M Records, and Clarence with his Sussex record label and the power of Bill Withers, and so many more. On the heels of my father's success, he purchased the first black-owned radio station in California. He started his own music publishing companies, helped manage the careers of Muhammad Ali and baseball legend Hank Aaron, and he produced the beautiful and important documentary film, Save the Children, which featured every single prominent African American musician that you've ever heard of, ever. But one person can only do so much at one time. And little by little, everything went bust, and we found ourselves in a deep financial hole. And that's when two angels named Herb Albert and Jerry Moss showed up. Jerry called my father and he asked him to meet him on the A&M lot, and he expressed that he and Herb needed help with an artist and his contract, and the artist was being difficult. So my dad gets to the office and Jerry keeps fumbling around with an envelope, and he says, well, I'm here. Let's just look at the contract here. And Jerry said, no, I'd rather you take it home and just look at it on your leisure. And my father thought something was a little off. And as he drove home, his intuition told him to pull over and open the envelope. And inside, he found a fake contract. He found a fake contract and a check with a note attached which said, "We love you, we love your family, save your home, and start over. We believe in you, and you can pay us back when you can. Love always, Herb and Jerry." This one action of showing up for people you believed in turned into a new record label for Clarence called Taboo Records, which became one of the most successful R&B labels with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis at the helm, producing hit after hit after hit. And soon after that, Jerry, Herb, and Clarence connected Jimmy and Terry with Janet Jackson. They created the Control album, and the rest is history. My father went on to be a successful concert promoter, taking Michael Jackson's Bad Tour around the world, which was his only solo tour, and which became the highest grossing tour of that time. And then a few years later, my father was named chairman of Motown Records. I tell this story as a reminder to all of us how important it is to take the time to invest in people. Things and possessions are nice and bring temporary satisfaction. But my parents taught me that the greatest satisfaction in life is investing in human capital. Jacqueline Avant lived by this theory. She believed in the ripple effect that one act of generosity could change the life and course and direction of a person. My mom was focused, she was determined, she was dedicated, she was devoted to anyone who needed a hand, and she believed in the legacies that could be created through a generous spirit. And tonight, Herb Alpert has shown his generous spirit again by establishing and committing to the Jacqueline and Clarence Avant Scholarship Fund here at HSA. To have, where's Eden with her costume? By the way, Eden said she doesn't do costumes and told me not to wear a costume, and then she comes full costume. Well, you didn't tell me that. I told you I didn't wear a costume. Okay, fine. And to have Eden here tonight and Aria really does make it all more special. And I love you, and you're my sister, and we are all family forever. So thank you. And thank you again to all my friends. I'm sorry, I just keep looking at my friends because, when my parents left this earth, everyone sitting at that table, Crystal and Ray and John and Amy and all of you, just everyone at my table showed up for me in ways that I really would not be standing here tonight without you. Harold and your texts of support and love and buying a bunch of my books in the very beginning, thank you. But just looking out into the audience and seeing lots of new faces, but seeing my core group and my auntie and my godmother and my best friends, I'm just so grateful to be in this room. Thank you again for all your to all the generous donors who helped make tonight successful, and thank you for showing up for the students who need our resources. They need to be believed in. They need to be able to fulfill their dreams and their goals. and we have enough resources to make their visions a reality. May their harvest be fruitful and plenty, and thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, are we ready? Okay, please welcome Deborah Roberts and Al Roker to accept the Harlem School of the Arts 60th Anniversary Dorothy Maynor Award, and their son Nick to accept the Trailblazer Award.
Thank you, Chanel and Clara. Good. Good evening, everyone. What a beautiful evening. We are humbled and touched. So very proud to be recognized tonight along with our fellow nominees. In our family, the arts have always been a source of inspiration and a joy, in a way to find calm and joy. Mostly joy. I remember those long hours practicing the piano and drums, sometimes wanting to cut away early. But I did enjoy the feeling of the pride. Excuse me, I even think I skipped a line. But I did enjoy the feeling of accomplishment after a recital, or the pride of seeing my artwork on the refrigerator and eventually the walls in our home. The arts made me feel good about myself. Well, Keisha, and now my mom's gonna take it from here. Thank you, Mom. Thank you.
No.
Thank you. I really appreciate my mom.
Thank you, Nick. I remember that so well. And I have to say, this is such an honor and such a privilege to share this night with the two handsome men in my life. Very well done, Nick. Very well done. And thank you, too, so much, HSA, for this beautiful award, and to our table, too, for coming out, and to Marva and Dawn and Laura and Sheila for suggesting I bring a little Bridgerton bling up here. So thank you all very much. We are so honored to be here to celebrate the beauty and importance of the arts in our lives, especially in young lives. It's something that Dorothy Maynor understood all those years ago when she founded this great organization. The arts are food for the soul. And like Nick said, I remember, too, looking back on my school years, and while I loved so much about academics and my social life, it is my time in band, playing the clarinet, not so well, and in chorus, singing Summer Breeze, not so well, and theater, not so bad, which filled me with the warmest memories. Like so many of you, it was the arts that made me come alive in ways that I never knew that I craved. Those were moments where my confidence grew and that may have led me to the very career that I'm in today. As someone once said, art form is a form of power.
The greatest masterpieces that I've ever seen are the two people standing next to me. And anybody, the only reason I'm really here is because of Deborah Roberts. Because as any of you know, I actually would prefer to be home. I don't come to these things, but, and my boy, I could not be any more prouder of him. I'm inspired by him all the time, and I come to my love of art pretty honestly. My dad, Al Roker Sr., was a talented artist in his own right. In fact, as a young man, he tried to work as a commercial artist for a local toy company, but as an African-American man in the early 1950s, couldn't get a membership in the union. So to feed his growing family, he became a bus driver. But he never lost that love of art, and he worked at inspiring me with that art so that I became a cartoonist. I love cartooning. The fact that art has the ability to create new worlds, show the beauty of our world, or shine a light on the inequities or injustices. My mom, Isabel Roker, would take us back in 1964 when I was in fourth grade at PS 272. The school system had not only art and music in class, but after school as well, for free for all. And the Harlem School of the Arts fills that void that we so need. My mom would take us from place to place, whether it was the Brooklyn Museum of Art, the Brooklyn Library. Yes, in fact, there in the depths of Brooklyn, in that uncharted, wild space just past Prospect Park, we found culture. Who knew? For 60 years, HSA has instilled the best in art, music, dance, and theater in our young people, and now embracing media and technology, allowing them to find avenues of expression. We are so honored to be part of this celebration, and we thank you. Yo, Brooklyn!